There are 4 guarantees in life. All right, there are 3 guarantees in life. I was going to go for 4. I'm going to settle on 3. We'll keep it at things I'm 100% confident in. Death, taxes, and there's going to be at least 1 turnover in this game from these 2 quarterbacks. I cannot envision a world in which Miami plays Texas A&M in the college football playoff on Saturday at College Station. I'm very excited. I love the home playoff games. It might be the best part of the expanded 12-team playoff. We need to do more of that. Teams that get byes should get the home playoff games. But anyway, different conversation for a different day. Carson Beck has thrown 10 interceptions this year. When Miami has struggled, Carson Beck throwing interceptions has been pretty much a 1-to-1 correlation. Marcel Reed has also thrown 10 interceptions this year. These 2 guys coming into this game have got 20 picks, and those are just the ones that they throw. And when you look at what both of these teams are able to do on the defensive side of the ball, getting after the quarterback, I don't need to tell you. Do I need to tell you about Ruben Bain? Is that somebody that you're just completely and utterly unaware of? Because he might be the best edge player in all of college football. Then you flip over, Texas A&M has sacked their opponents 41 times this year. Both of these teams are going to be able to pressure the quarterback. The question is, who does it more? Who does it more consistently? Who takes the other guy out of their rhythm the most and forces them into a mistake or two? If both of these guys combine for 0 turnovers, they play a perfectly clean game, what will I do? What should I do? I don't even know what I could realistically do. I don't know. I'll think of something. You guys think of something in the comments below. If there are 0 turnovers by the quarterbacks, and I shall judge what is deemed to be a quarterback's turnover. Because sometimes the running back pulls it out of the quarterback's stomach and puts it on the ground, and sometimes it's a bad handoff. I'll make the judgment call. I'll be nothing if not fair. Remember, I am, of course, neutral arbiter of all things college football. So, Miami against Texas A&M here is a really intriguing matchup. There are 2 matchups that we don't expect to be close, but it's college football, so you never know. That being Oregon hosting James Madison, Tulane traveling to Ole Miss for a rematch they lost earlier this season by 35 points. Ole Miss is favored by 17.5. I don't think this game is going to be that. I do think Texas A&M is going to win. Now, you can focus all you want on whether Miami should be in the playoff, because you know what? They shouldn't. They should not be in this position. BYU plays in a better conference. BYU has a better record, a better strength of record, and a better strength of schedule. And their losses are to the number 4 Big 12 champion, Texas Tech Red Raiders, who haven't lost when their quarterback starts. And yet Miami's into the college football playoff. So does that make sense? Is that why I'm picking against Miami? No, it isn't. It comes down to Texas A&M being at home. Now, a couple of things that we saw last year, I do not believe are going to continue forever. With my game picks, they are going to briefly continue this season, but not forever. Last year, all 4 teams that had a bye lost their game. There were a lot of factors at play there. That's not going to be the case forever. Because the consensus, the narrative, the discussion after all that was, well, you don't want to bye, there's too much time off. Well, there can be something to that. Teams that have byes are not going to lose forever. Because you also had Boise State as a team that was getting a bye. Well, we all know that shouldn't have been the case, because they played Penn State, and they were the second best team on the field, which we knew going into it. But anyway, not having that discussion right now. So the other thing that happened last year, every team that had a home playoff game wound up winning. I think that is going to continue this year. Somebody that has a bye, probably multiple somebodies, are going to win college football playoff games this year. I don't think the national champion is just going to automatically come from the 5 to 8 range. And last year, that's what you had, of course, because nobody that was seeded 1 through 4, because they fixed the seeding. They haven't fixed everything with the playoff, but they fixed the seeding at least. So I think all the home teams are going to win. I think at least they're winning 3 games, because I don't think you're going to see both Texas A&M and Oklahoma go down on their home field. Either team could easily lose a football game. But here's the other question I have with Texas A&M. And the number one question, as I already mentioned, which quarterback turns the ball over less? That number doesn't need to be 0. If Marcel Reed has 1 turnover, that might put them +2 in the turnover department in this game. Because I trust Texas A&M's defense to be able to make some plays, to get after Carson Beck, who's mobile enough, but can also have some turnover woes. We know that Kyle Field is going to be on fire because it's a college football playoff game, regardless of the time of day that this matchup is being played. Yes, I find it to be ridiculous and unfortunate. It's just the world we live in. Now is not the time to gripe about it. Now is the time to figure out how you're going to go win the football game. And I think Texas A&M is going to do that really only because they're at home. They're such a wild card. They're such a wild card. By the way, their resume of all the one-loss teams, probably the weakest. Who is Texas A&M's best win? Their best win of the season. Notre Dame. Okay? Hey, Notre Dame on the road, darn good win, without question. Here's the lineup of teams they played in the SEC. Auburn missed a bowl game. Mississippi State missed a bowl game. Florida missed a bowl game. Arkansas missed a bowl game. LSU, 7-win team. Missouri, good. South Carolina missed a bowl game. Samford, there you go. And then they lost to Texas. So Miami, who of course beat Notre Dame earlier this year, I think is pretty clearly the second best team that Texas A&M has played this season. And have they proven themselves? Yes, maybe third. Maybe third. I don't know. Texas lost to Florida. That's pretty bad. I'll go with second. Actually, Miami might be the best team that they've played all year, depending on which version of Miami shows up. So here's the thing with Mario Cristobal teams. They can play up to any level of competition. They can play down to any level of competition. I don't think that's changing in this spot just because they're on the road. There was this strange narrative with Miami going around in their regular season finale at Pitt. It's going to be a cold game at Pitt. What is Miami going to do? Miami is built to play cold weather games. Mario Cristobal happens to be an alum of the University of Miami. But his style of football is built for the Big Ten. He wants to run downhill, punch you in the mouth, 3 yards in a cloud of dust. That's his perfect world. Of course, when you have Malachi Toney, it kind of forces you to throw it downfield, at least a little bit in this game. I think there could be plenty of explosives. Turnovers and explosives. If you want to count a turnover as an explosive play, that's fine. Turnovers and explosives are what are going to define this game. Because on the one side, you've got Malachi Toney, and on the other side, you've got Casey Concepcion and Mario Craver. All those guys can take the top off of defense, flip the field, get the crowd back into it, take the crowd out of it. I think Texas A&M has enough to get this one done. I trust Mike Elko more than I trust Mario Cristobal. Texas A&M is at home. I'll take them to win, swallow the 3.5. I think they win and cover. I think the defenses play better than you think. 27-21. 27-21, I'll take Texas A&M to win the football game.